What's up, y'all? It's been a while. How
Yeah.
y'all doing?
Hello, everybody. Good to be back.
Hope everyone's having a nice weekend. So, yeah, we saw You, Me, and Tuscany, and we saw Monica part
One
one,
and two.
part one and two. So, oh yeah, we out here at the ocean. We had a little drizzle overhead for a minute. So, but yeah, so we just gonna give some rapid fire impressions. I think You, Me, and Tuscany came out a week or two ago already.
Yeah.
Monica Part 1, it's a Nigerian Nollywood film on YouTube, came out a month or two ago. And then Part 2 came out last weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah, Evelyn got me hip. I was like, what? So we're going to start off with, which one do you want to start off with?
Let's start with You, Me, and Tuscany.
Okay, so what's You, Me, and Tuscany about? What'd you like about it?
I love the whole movie. I love romantic movies, and that movie was nothing but romantic. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good. I've seen the previews on the movies, and the fact that a setting is in Italy. I've been mostly, but you also got into it. I want to visit Italy. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of like the things, one of the country in my bucket list, that I would definitely would want to visit it someday. So the fact that the movie is there in the vineyards and in the like country and
the wine, the nice people,
the food.
I get it. It's, Hollywood and all that, everything's romanticized, but it looks like an overall dope place to check out.
For sure.
And it's starring, what's her face, Haley Bailey, and how you say his name, Reggae.
I think it's Reggae.
Reggae Jean Page, I think his name, from Bridgerton. So that's super cool.
And I think that's the other thing that really made me want to watch the movie, because the combination of Reggae and Haley, I was like, I want to see how this is going to play out. And the fact that they've been doing promotional videos together, it just made me want to even watch more. So the whole movie, from like when she was still, trying to find herself, down to when she was in New York and trying to do, I think, house sitting. I didn't even know that was a thing, that you can house sit for rich people. So down to when she was trying to do that, and she went to culinary school and she couldn't finish it because she was drinking with her mom, and with her mom passing, then everything else didn't seem meaningful anymore, like for her being in the kitchen. And the decision she took after meeting this guy to just go to Italy and lie.
Break into his house.
I know in one of the interviews, it was like Haley has this really innocent face that she would go with, like she would go with any lie and people would believe it. And I think that's why she really fitted the role of going there and just lying that she's a fiance to the son, I think. And then the whole movie just went on, and
So what's your favorite thing about You, Me, and Tuscany?
Everything was my favorite, but everything. Like, the whole movie was just really nice. But I think I loved them seeing the connection she had with Reggae from like the restaurant when she was trying to buy, I think it was, I don't know what's the name of it, buy a sandwich or whatever she was trying to buy. It's almost like they shared some sort of a chemistry there, and then the whole thing just became a history of like then the fate of them finding that in the same house. And I think it was the wine tasting, their
I like
time.
that scene a lot.
Their time in the vineyard.
Sprinklers. She let her hair get wet.
I tell you.
What?
And Reggae got his shirt off.
I made sure she couldn't see that.
I closed my eyes.
And somehow she saw it. Anyway, no,
that's funny.
It's fine.
Yeah. So I think all the scenes that they were there, because I think it started off with the scene that they were drinking wine, and then like catching up and talking and stuff, and then Haley decided after being a little bit tipsy, she took off and ran into the field. That was the first time.
It's like, where are you going, girl? You had to go get her.
So what were your favorite parts?
I like the wine tasting. It was a cool montage of them just telling jokes, laughing, getting tipsy. And giving each other different wine trivia and stuff, because I think you mentioned earlier, Haley's character has culinary background. She was supposed to start a restaurant with her mom, who had passed away a couple years before the movie basically starts. In the movie, I guess her name's Anna in the movie.
Yeah.
And so she's a nerd for food and just making house sitting work. But in the wine tasting, or not even wine tasting, they're in the wine cellar, because Reggae has his own wine cellar. He's a successful businessman with the big Italian family that Haley's pretending to be getting ready to get married into. It was just a fun scene of them just laughing, getting tipsy, giving each other trivia about wine and food and all that stuff. And I was like, that's cool, because I love food tube, and we're foodies and stuff like that. And so I thought that was great. All the Italian cuisine and stuff. I thought that was really cool. I saw people talking about it, and I agreed. A lot of people like that the movie is also about like Haley Bailey's character not only falling in love, but falling in love with herself and her passion for cooking again. So I thought that was cool, and her love of adventure and whatnot, and maybe not completing, but progressing more in the grieving process and remembering and honoring her mom. So those are a few of the things I really liked about the movie. Of course, the vistas of Italy are beautiful, of Tuscany. It's a cutesy movie. No trauma. Beyond just some grief. Someone passed away in a movie. There's no toxicity, no infighting, nobody hitting anybody upside the head, and it's a really cutesy movie. If that's what you needed. I had said this on Patreon. Especially if you happen to be black, watching this, if you just needed some cutesy black adventure romance content, this is exactly what you need. This is exactly what the doctor ordered, or I guess what the chef ordered up.
I know.
Those are some things I liked.
I'm kind of liking the fact that you're getting into romantic movies. I know you're not a romantic.
I mean, I like some. Hitch. I love Hitch.
But then you've been giving me a hard time for loving romantic movies.
All right, true.
Love romance. But those were good parts. But also I like the fact that I forgot the guy's name. The guys that she pretended to be.
I know, I forgot his name too.
Yeah, but his Nana wasn't buying into Haley's lie. I think that was the only person that could see through Anna's. Yeah. And had a doubt that, how come everything just seemed too sudden for her. And the fact that the son ran away from home. Yeah. And then someone just coming in the house and claiming to be a fiance who didn't seem to know a lot more. But I think she was picking up from what the mother was excited about. Yeah. And so they wanted the family back together. Yeah, she led with the lie. Yeah. And I love the fact that even at the end, almost to the end of the movie, she's the one who also came in after Anna was outed for lying and seeing the brothers. Because now Reggae was jealous because he fell in love with Anna, and he seemed to be, I think in one of the scene he said, I think he's unlucky in love because whatever reason he has. Yeah. And then knowing that they had good chemistry and they were in love, but they just didn't know how to tell each other. Yeah. And the fact that the other guy was playing her because he believed that the actual son, because I think he was also adopted in that family. Reggae was adopted. Yeah, Reggae was adopted. But the actual son, which we forgot his name, was also had another girlfriend. Yeah. And he saw it. So he was really hurt that you have this beautiful woman, engaged, and why are you still, doing your ways and, not being settled with her. And so with the jealousy, led them, I think, to have a fight. Yeah. Which later Anna actually made them make up. Yeah. Because they became best of brothers after that. Yeah. Yeah, but I think beautiful. the part that I wanted to talk about was the fact that the same Nana who didn't seem to know English was the one who came to tell her, go get your man. Yeah. Don't play, go get your man. Yeah. Ooh, and that was good. Full circle. Yeah, so she was driving fast in the vineyard. Yeah. To get to Reggae and express her feelings. And I think I resonated with her a lot because Reggae didn't say that she had feelings for Anna. Oh, he had feelings for Anna, but Anna was the one who actually outed the word first. And
Okay,
being the one
yeah.
who also outed the word first in our own relationship, I was like, girl, I hear you. Sometimes these men, sometimes they don't know what they want. But then, when you tell them, they'll be like, oh, yeah, this is what I want. So I
Yeah.
think that part, really was
Yeah.
a good one. I resonated with it.
Prior to that, speaking of driving in the vineyard, when Reggae picked up Haley and drove her out, You Should Let Me Love You, Mario, what was that, early, late 90s, early, mid 2000s, somewhere. There's a lot of cool needle drops throughout the movie, older R&B songs and stuff like that, near as I could tell. But that song came up 2-3 times in the movie. They even sang it to each other. I didn't know Reggae could sing.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a cool R&B, really romantic scenes, afternoon sun, beautiful Tuscany, Italy, while they turn up the music and I think they're both singing the song to each other.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool, dreamy, escapist moment of just these two beautiful black folk. Cool that the roles could have been played by anybody. Everybody's talking about that. But in this case, it happened to be Reggae and Haley, and they just enjoying life, being young. People were also talking about how Haley's character isn't like this high-powered lawyer or anything. I hadn't really paid attention to that, but I noticed it enough. But it's basically Haley's just a girl who's a little messy. House sitting's not what she wants to do. She's not making a lot of money. She's living in expensive New York City, but she still finds love. And a lot of people online were making a big deal about that. And I was like, you know what? That's true. That kind of went over my head because we not high powered people or anything. We just regular people. The way Haley's character and even Reggae, he's just a guy. I thought that was cool. They're just people,
trying to live their lives.
Just trying to live their lives. He's trying to get his wine business off the ground, and in between he's making deliveries, and the community knows and loves him. And he really loved the family that he got adopted into. I really love that family and neighborliness was so important in the movie. I hope it if there's a sequel, be it a movie sequel or a Netflix series or something, I'd love to watch more of their adventures in Tuscany.
Yeah, of course. That was beautiful said, babe.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I think also I love the Italian culture. Well, in a sense that it's in one way that we resonated with more is for us everything is a community, and of course the fact that the mother and the nana, after they found Haley in the house when she snuck herself in, the next day the entire Tuscany knew who Anna was.
I know.
More
All
or
her
less.
business was out.
Yeah, more or less that's the same thing I think with a lot of African cultures. The moment you take your fiance or you take your relationship to the village, it's almost like it's everybody's business.
Yeah.
And the way they were treating her nice, knowing that
They were, yeah.
So that was really beautiful, and the way the family received her, her after the introduction and everything.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
It was.
Another part that I loved and enjoyed is the relationship Anna had with the driver.
Yeah.
Tell me, that was
Lorenzo
just so
or
cute.
something.
Yeah, it was so cute.
He was
and
her biggest fan.
I know, and they became friends over after
she arrived. Yeah.
Yeah.
She couldn't get no Uber, so he was the cheapest, smallest Uber. And, it just kind of worked out from there. He was a fan of her as a person. She's not famous, but he just treated her. They were like best friends.
I know, and he was invested in the story of you started it faking it, but you might as well just leave it because you're in Italy, and I think a lot of people believe that Italy, and I think maybe France is the city of love or something, a country of love, yeah. But I'm that was really beautiful, the relationship that they had, and them, Anna calling the guy and talking to him as a best friend, someone we just met, in maybe a day or two, because I think that was in less than a week that everything happened.
Yeah.
So that was my take, and I think I love how they ended up together, her cooking in the kitchen and helping the dad.
That was great. Yeah. Also, really cool shout out to that show, The Bear. It was a fun. If you know, we love The Bear in my household. So that was a fun little inside joke about cooking. But that was a great montage of Haley's character, coming together and helping the family when they were in need, when the restaurant really needed help.
Yeah,
She came through in the clutch, and it was great to see her shine like that in the kitchen.
for sure. And how the dad liked her because
Yeah,
he felt like she's the
he really
reason
did.
why the son came back home after like I think years of him being living out
Yeah,
elsewhere. So yeah, that was beautiful. It
no,
was a good
it was a good
movie.
movie.
It was the really like a great sum up of our days in Dar because we've been there for like a week trying to do stuff. But that was a really, really good way to like leave the city and come back to, the island life.
Yeah,
I felt so good after that movie.
yeah, me too, babe.
I was in good spirit and high spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to leave the theater in a really good mood, check out You, Me, and Tuscany.
Yeah, by the way, it's coming on Netflix, I think, on May 12th.
Oh, it is? So
Yeah,
next week,
I
or
think
this week?
yeah, this week. So you may just catch it on your own Netflix at home.
Yeah.
But it was nice, sometimes it's
Being
just
up in
nice
the
to
theater.
be in the theater and watch.
In our auditorium, everyone, mostly ladies, like we heard them all laughing and oohing and ahhing at all the right parts. So that was
I'm
really
so sure a
cool.
lot of ladies were oohing and the first time. Ah,
When that man Reggae came on the screen shirtless, I
I know.
was like, bruh.
Because even in Bridgerton, he was this, this guy that, and you know what? Oh, you're my guy. I love you. Before I messed stuff up.
So yeah, so that was You, Me, and Tuscany. And then we got to turn a corner into drama. We won't overdo it, but Monica, Uche Montana TV.
Yeah.
So I'm brand new. You already, who's that?
I've watched. She is an actress, a really good actress, and I think this is one of the movies that brought her to like a lot of audiences.
Okay.
Because I see reviews and comments and stuff on Facebook, TikTok, everywhere. Everybody's talking about Monica, and I've watched some of the movies that she acted in, and we were just sitting. Me and my sister and my nieces were sitting in the living room, and we're just tired of Netflix, and we're just trying to go through YouTube, and then we stumbled upon the movie Monica. And then we watched it. We were so connected, I tell you. My nieces were crying. Imagine, they're like 9 and 6 or 5.
Yeah.
They were crying. All of us were in the
Yeah.
first part because of how, touching, how relatable it was. And I think that's why it was like it blew up.
Yeah.
Because it relates to a lot of people, whether firstborns or even people that are carrying loads in their families to like make sure everybody is sacrificing for everybody's well-being. But then the worst part is they were not appreciating.
Right. But it's starring Uche Montana, new Nigerian filmmaker that I new to me, but she's playing the firstborn of like 3 children. Her siblings are just a few years younger than her. They're twins, a brother and a sister. She's got her mom. She's got her dad. Her dad doesn't work. Took me a while to realize that. She, from 13 on up, Monica is who Uche is playing. She sells pop in Lagos with her mom. She's the firstborn. She's raising up the children. She's got all this responsibility. She's very enthusiastic, loves her family. And then she just goes through a series of incredible heartbreaks in love and also in the family. Like her family breaks her heart. They use and abuse her. It's like Cinderella, but Nigerian. She, loses the man she loves to like her sister. Her mom talks about being jealous. I think her mom was really jealous of everyone who wasn't her.
I know, but it's like what amazes me is like, do we really have mothers who are that heartless and evil to their own kids? If it was a Cinderella story where this is someone else's child, it would have made sense because that's not your own flesh and blood. But this is the child you carried 9 months.
I know.
But then you like separate her from the rest of your kids. I think that's thing didn't really sit well with me. I know there are evil mothers out there who do maybe the same thing, but I'm like, that was just too much. I think it was more or less like questioning, is Mama Monica truly her mother? I think that's the other question that I will ask myself. Because is she truly her mother, or there is another maybe part 3 coming where we learn that she was not her biological mother? Because that would make so much sense. because it just doesn't make sense. Even like with part 1 and 2 already out, it still doesn't make sense of why the mother would do that to your own child, because she
Oh, well, I'll
sacrificed
say
a
after.
lot.
Monica sacrificed
Sacrificed
a
a
lot.
lot.
Yes.
She stopped going to school so her siblings
Yep.
can
Could go.
She was selling pap. Almost imagine you, like, as an African and as a lady, of course, going to your mother and telling your mother that some man tried to do stuff to you,
Right.
and all she says is like, why didn't you go in and get the money?
Yeah.
It's almost like something that is like, wait, what? Do I even feel safe to tell you
Yeah,
stuff that
exactly.
happened to me? So I think that
Your mom
really
go and
touched my
defend
heart.
you.
Yeah.
You know, type
But
of thing.
It didn't seem like a mother who was ready to defend her daughter and defend her honor. I think she was ready to, like, yeah, you could lose your honor as long as we get money. I think
Yeah.
that's like too much greediness into money and overlooking the well-being of the kids.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. But I mean, we'll see. I'm down for a Monica part 3, but I do appreciate Mama Monica, for all of our Westerners. Like, that's the character's mother's name. That's the tradition, name her after the mom, goes by the name of the firstborn, I guess, and the father. Papa Monica, Mama Monica. I did appreciate seeing an ugly mother like that, because it showed to me that, life isn't fairy tale. Like, we went from me and Tuscany to Monica,
yeah.
and it's like, I like that people are so, I mean, I was too. Like, her mom's ugly. Her mom is mean. The actress is great. I think her name's Mama Blessing in real life.
Yeah.
So it's just acting, right?
She did really good
But she
for
did,
us to have all these
yes, so
emotions.
much hatred. I saw in an
no.
interview, she said after they did Monica Part 1, she wasn't sure she wanted to play Mama Monica. She wasn't sure she wanted to do that because she hadn't recovered from the backlash of Part 1 online. But as I appreciated seeing that, because a lot of people, especially in the world, like, life isn't fair and life isn't always balanced, and there's a lot of bad men. You were talking about that uncle who was trying to take advantage of Monica when she was a minor. That ain't right, and that's true. But a lot of people, it helped people have their guards up and their discernment of knowing their worth, whether someone's trying to take advantage of you in that way, or if someone's trying to take advantage of your hard work and money the way Mama Monica does. There are, sadly, mothers out there who are that ugly. We don't want to believe it,
but they're there.
But they are there. Look, it's fiction. Monica didn't want to believe it, right?
It's actually not fiction. It's based off of a
Wait,
real,
but you know
true
what?
story.
That's the thing.
Yeah, it's actually based on, and I think
Inspired by
that's
true
why
events. Maybe the screenwriter or something.
Yeah, I think it was something, but it's someone's story.
Someone's
for sure.
story, yeah.
Yeah, as much as it's like a movie where maybe other parts were added, but it's actually someone's life.
Yeah.
To have sacrificed all that and have your kids, have your siblings who you literally sacrificed everything for them, disrespect you and use you back.
Yeah, because that was really sad. Her siblings just really, like, everyone starts off all right, and then as things get more challenging, I don't know, the people get more desperate. Her brother kind of inherits his dad's bumminess. Like, I saw one comment that sounded like it came from a guy, I think, who was like, no, I mean, Papa Monica's really nice. He's always in Monica's corner.
But he doesn't do anything.
But he doesn't do anything. The movie doesn't explain, as I recall, why he's not working. He's older, sure, but the movie doesn't say. Part 1, he's perfectly healthy. Part 2, he got sick. We say spoilers in this, but I mean, we don't have to say everything. But he got sick, and unless we say everything, but he doesn't defend Monica. His wife, Mama Monica, walks all over him. He wants to keep the peace. I appreciated that Monica told her homegirl, whose name I don't remember right now, but yeah, shout out to the best friend, to the sister girl.
Yeah,
shout out to her.
Shout out to all best friends who hold their girls up like that. Like,
yes,
you need a Monica's best friend in that movie.
Yes, you do. Like, woo, she was the real MVP. But like, Papa Monica is great. But it's too bad that it's like he couldn't hold down a job. Life can be hard. He couldn't hold down a job or get his business off the ground. And the movie, in a unique way, through his cheerfulness, did show that he's cheerful, but he didn't have the confidence to defend himself or to his wife, to defend his firstborn daughter, Monica. He tries sometimes, but he gets beaten down. And it's too bad because that's one of the, am I using this right? It's kind of a linchpin or a catalyst to why a lot of things went bad. I don't know if I'm going to put it all on him. Maybe he does deserve all the blame. The actor is great. All the actors are phenomenal. I'm not
This is just a review about the movie,
but it's like Papa Monica is too bad because it's a lot of things. He wouldn't have gotten as sick as he did if he'd been more forceful, because by part 2, when he gets sick, he keeps insisting he needs to go to the hospital. Turns out he's got kidney problems. I thought maybe that was kind of poetic on the part of the screenwriter. I think his kidneys couldn't filter waste. That's what they do. And he couldn't filter out the waste and wastefulness in his family. He couldn't discern.
Yeah.
At least that's what I thought.
I think, babe, with like the father, Papa Monica, the thing that he couldn't, it's not that he couldn't defend his wife. He wasn't a provider in that family.
Sorry, that's what I forgot to say.
Place,
so his confidence was jacked.
That made Monica work instead of being in school. Because if he had stood in his position, Monica wouldn't have to go through all that.
She basically, Monica became the husband and father of the family.
So he was there as just like a picture in the wall of the father who doesn't have a say over his wife, because then he doesn't. How can you have a say in the house if you're not bringing bread in the house?
I know. Yeah.
So it's like whoever bring the breads in the house is the father. But in this case, Mama Monica was the father because Monica was bringing in the money and she couldn't have the power that anybody else would have in a home.
And I think so. We're going back and forth between, because it's a series at this point, part 1 and 2. I think that's part of why Mama Monica was so bitter as things progress. The pressure gets put on because Mama Monica is supporting the family from part 1 to part 2 as well, was selling pop, and I think she began to resent her husband, and it just came out in different ways. And there's I guess. In Africa, they take the firstborn thing a little bit more seriously than maybe we're used to in the West, where I'm from.
It is a serious thing here.
I know a level of pressure for sure as a firstborn in my family. But man, the Monica series, it was over 9,000. And it's like the mama resented her husband for not providing bread. And she resented her daughter for being brilliant, but then not filling that hole either. Because then, we're bouncing around, but like Monica was in love with a guy, and then her mom was like sowing seeds of doubt, like, oh, he doesn't love you. And near as I could tell, he perfectly. Pascal was his name. She sabotaged him. She perfectly loved him. He went off. I think 15 years passed or something. He comes back looking for her, and then, long story short, winds up with the younger sister. And then the mama.
Quite interesting.
That was interesting. The mama totally supports it. And Monica is like, why'd you support it? And Mama didn't really have a reason.
She did. So the part that I think from my own perspective, of course, after watching it, Mama Monica sabotaged Monica's relationship because she knew if Monica leaves and get married, there's nobody else to provide.
That's what it was.
Monica was the one working. So if she gets married, then she would be focusing on her own family.
Dressmaking job at that point.
How was she going to have Monica still feel responsible for the family? She sabotaged her relationship by making Monica feel like, how can you abandon your family? You're too young. By the time I think Monica was 21.
You're right. That's what it was.
You're too young. How sure are you about the guy is good? But yet, the mother was taking the money that
the younger
was giving to Monica. I think
he tried. He
tried to buy her
the sewing machine. That was sweet.
But then they guilt tripped her to pay for her siblings' school fees.
Yeah.
And she didn't buy the sewing machine. So you can imagine the same mother who allowed the younger sister to, marry the man that initially she said was wrong for Monica. I think that part was the evil part.
That was
like
really
the sister
Chica
and the mother
just went along with it.
Like,
and I know Chica roasted her sometimes, which was mean, but I didn't think
she was bitter.
She was bitter, but it was cool how there's a lot, near as I can tell, a lot of showing. A lot of people surprise you, because I didn't think Chica was going to do something like that. I was like, okay, you're rude to your big sister every now and again, but I didn't think she'd do that. But they're a poor family, they make money off of pop. And the brother Bobo, he wasn't good at. He was a bum too. Sadly, he wasn't good at making money. burden. He didn't contribute anything. And so Chica saw Pascal as her way out. And everyone was just so burdened by the money, bless their souls. They were so burdened, and the movie also shows you how bitterness warps you and brings the worst out of you. It was very surprising. Like Monica adores her family. She adores her family.
She did, because she could have dropped them, but she didn't. Because she
was a dutiful daughter.
Yeah, she was a dutiful daughter who felt like it was her responsibility. Like many of us in Africa or anywhere else in the world, of course, feel like it's our responsibility to take care of the family, even though it's really not. And I think that is the part where a lot of people felt it. It might have been in different instances and different experiences, but everybody felt the weight that Monica was carrying in that movie, because a lot of people are still providing for their families, and sometimes you feel like you're not appreciated. You cannot really do stuff for yourself because then your siblings are not going to school, then your siblings are not doing well, then your mother is not eating them. There's always so many reasons as into why you cannot really spend anything you earn to yourself, because you have a responsibility to bear, which is unfair, but that's just life.
Yeah, and I think
it would have been very good if, I think it wouldn't be a very bad Mama Monica wouldn't be a very different mother from a lot of African mothers. Shout out to all you, we love you, but sometimes it's life, because that's how we were all raised.
Okay.
It's like a generational thing. So if she was at least appreciative of Monica's effort, I think that would have made a difference. But the fact that she demanded,
cut her down at every opportunity.
Exactly. I think that was the part that is really, really, really brought out a lot of emotions. Because it's like, imagine, I like the part where Chica had an iPhone 17 there. Yeah, the orange one, and Monica is like, so you can actually afford an iPhone 17, and by the time, of course, iPhone 17 is trending, and so it's still expensive. How can you afford an iPhone 17 and we're here starving? And the mother defended like, you're jealous and you don't want good things for your sister. But this is the same Monica that she could not even have her own sewing machine to provide for
she couldn't even have it. This iPhone didn't bring no money in. Chica didn't go viral. She wasn't making no videos. She wasn't doing nothing. She just playing on the phone. Meanwhile, Monica wanted the sewing machine because she's passionate about making clothes. She'd held down a good job for many years. She was bringing in money. And so I think it really showed how bitterness could make you stupid. Basically, it's like, why are you defending your daughter who is just playing around on a cell phone? It's like, it really was irrational. It was purely irrational, even down to when Pascal and Chica go to America. That was supposed to be Monica's life. And eventually, even though Pascal's having heart problems, that was interesting. He was in his 30s and he's having a heart problem. That was interesting because he loved Monica, but he was like, I don't
think that was love, honestly.
Or he did, but then he was like, I moved on. But I was like, I think he had some issues too, because sadly a lot of the men in this movie, I don't think there was one
positive, except for the last part, of course. The last part
when Monica gets her man, right? Shout out to NATO, right?
Yeah.
But Pascal is sending money through Chica to Monica's family when Baba gets sick, and Mama hoards the money.
Oh, she did.
She's sitting there counting money.
She did.
Baba comes in complaining about being sick. She hides the money.
She evil.
This came to mind, I think, because of the bitterness, some of the traditions, I get it, warped, where I think Mama just saw it as, Baba, you don't provide. Monica doesn't provide. So I shouldn't have to share this money. I think she literally created a mental block in her mind where she's like, because remember later where she's like, I don't have to help, because later she'd literally lie as they're saying, oh, Papa needs dialysis and this and that. She'd literally say, we don't have money. She'd be crying, doing that thing. The movie never shows Mama Monica spend the money. I don't think she literally even had time to spend money.
But then where was all the money going? Because with Chica, after they left, of course, because I think I'll talk about one thing before going to that part. I'll just take you guys back to when Monica realized that her mother sabotaged her relationship. She was really hurt. I think that
Yeah, she
part,
was so hurt.
drew me to tears. Like I literally cried in that part. The fact that she faced them there with a guy introducing, like Chica introducing her men to her
Yeah.
parents, and they're all seated there and they did nothing.
They didn't
And
call
they didn't-
Monica.
they didn't-
They just let her walk in.
And imagine finding your man, the man that you love.
Hadn't seen him in years.
It's like you couldn't choose any woman.
It's like
Woman. You chose my sister.
Mm.
Like, I think that
Tragic.
was like a knife in her heart, regardless of every other responsibility that she was given and that was put on her shoulder. That was a deep knife in her heart.
It's like they went out. It's like them people went out their way to do Monica. You think they was being paid? Remember later when Chica start, drunkards. Chica becomes a drunk after her husband dies, and they say drunkards be telling the truth.
Karma.
They be telling it was karma, and they be telling the truth. Chica knew she was wrong, and Chica said, "Mom, you care so much about what other people think, like it put money in your account." I was like, "Girl, you better spit that truth."
And she called her mom evil and a witch, and called her a
witchcraft. She said, "It's not
out.
you're not just a witch, it's witchcraft." And I'm like, that's what, in the Bible, that's what they call it. Manipulate. That's what Mama Blessing, who plays Mama Monica, she said she's a gaslighter, manipulator. Bible called that witchcraft. Bible called it, and it's like they went out their way, like they was being paid
to make her life,
to make Monica's life miserable. And I remember being mad at Papa. What's crazy is he was speaking truth, because he wanted peace so bad. And he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, hon." He said, "Monica, forgive your sister. Please come to the wedding of Chica and Pascal." Monica tried to put up a fight.
How inconsiderate is the father?
That was so inconsiderate, and yet somehow he was speaking truth, trying to say truth as in for her to get over it, which ultimately you have to do. I'm not saying I could have done it.
No.
But it's like, no, I'm with, but it's like that's what she had to. She couldn't move on if she didn't do what he said.
No, how literally, you just found out that your man is cheating. Not only
he wasn't cheating.
Woman, he was, technically
no, because they're not together. Remember, he went away for like 10, 15 years.
But that's the man that she said she's willing to wait for, and she waited.
Okay, fair enough. She
waited.
Did say she would wait. I forgot.
She waited, so she expected when these guys come back, it will be hard.
You're right. My bad.
So that was cheating, because Monica was still in relationship with this guy.
Bruh.
So the guy cheated, and the fact that the father just wanted Monica to it's like, oh, get over it and just come to the wedding. So it's like, how inconsiderate are you?
No, he was.
Of what happened and the pain that she was going through, very evident in her face and the way she was speaking. And the mother was like, "You will come to this wedding," and they were forcing her to come to the wedding. Didn't they make her make their dresses for the wedding? I think we saw Monica making something. I was like, I think that's a dress for
the way somehow for the or something. And so no, I mean, he was 100% inconsiderate. But I thought it was interesting because he says what Nato, her future fiance, says. I mean, it makes more sense because it's the end of the movie. In that Nato, the future fiance, is like, you got to forgive your family. By then,
she had already made it.
Monica has made it.
She
stood her ground. She got nice wig. She got nice clothes.
She had a whole factory.
She got whole factory. She got Range Rover.
House,
or whatever. Waist snatched, everything. Hair did, nails, everything. And but he was like, he wanted Mom's blessing. And by then, the bitterness, because by then Monica had been gone 2 years. She's been able to experience the sweetness of victory, which also makes the bitterness of what her family put her through even worse. Because now you know what it feels like to win.
Yeah.
So now it feels even worse. And she's like, I don't need their blessing. I don't want to see them. Pretty sure she was just going to be in I think they were just going to be in Lagos for a little while.
Yeah.
She wasn't going to try to stay in Lagos, a big city, right? But it's like
I think she stayed in Lagos because that's where she moved her fashion house. Too.
Yeah, satellite.
So, but I think it's like maybe the village part and the town part.
Right. Okay. The divide.
I think that's how they didn't know. We're just jumping up and above the whole part 1 and 2. I think she just, moved on. We're in the same city, but I don't know you guys. You're my family, but you guys didn't treat me like I was part of this family. That was part in part 2.
Yeah. And
go ahead. No. So I was just going back to like how Bobo that was defending Monica at some point in part one came to be another
Yeah.
person that hurt Monica the most because he was the reason that Monica
Yeah.
left the house.
Right. His
Yeah.
trifling wife.
Exactly. Brought a wife
Sharon.
in the house who she paid the dowry for. That
She
is
paid
big.
the dowry.
Yeah, she paid the dowry.
She was paying for
for
dialysis. She paid for school. She paid for dowry, bruh.
Yeah, and then this wife
Carried
had
that
the
family.
audacity to throw her out of her own bed,
Yep.
her own room, and her own house.
Yep.
And she had to sleep in that shop.
In the shop.
I
Whack.
love that lady who owned the shop. It's like God sent people
Yep.
that are there to get you out of your misery. Because if it wasn't, she left the business, actually, the
She
business that we're
inherited-
talking about, after the lady husband came to collect her to go to, I think, Canada. She
Canada,
left the shop to Monica
She
to
gave
run
it to Monica.
because I think she trusted her after working with her for so many years, and
Yeah.
she knew the shop would be in good hands.
Wasn't that brutal? Y'all know, because we said spoilers. Part one ends rather a bit abruptly. I don't know if they didn't know. I guess they didn't always know they were going to get a part two from the little bit I've seen. But it does end on a happy note where Miss Canada is like, I want to take you to Canada, right? And that's how the part one ends. You ain't tell me part two opens up.
I think before you say it, I think that's the thing that left us on edge
Exactly.
to want to see season
See how
2
did it go?
or the second part of how Monica, is it true that she's going to Canada and how the family would react for her success?
Right.
Because finally this person has been suffering, and
So
then
they
all of
need
a
to be part
sudden
two.
there is a open gate for
Yep.
her to start experiencing good life
Yep.
and experiencing everything. And shout out to the best friend again, because she
Woo,
she
held
brought
her
her
down.
popcorns. She was the one who telling her stuff, trying to
Helping
convince
her
her
with
not
the
to get
depression.
used and help her
Yep.
not to get to depression. So it's like, I love that.
I love
And
the best friend.
Before we got you to watch part 2, because that time I didn't even know that it was out.
Oh yeah, because I
We
saw part
kept
2
searching the internet every day, and I think people are bombarding Uche. She can confirm to this. When are you going to give part 2? Because everybody was on edge. And
Okay,
that's-
so
I
they
think
knew
that's-
part 2. They
they
just didn't
knew
know
it
how
too.
well it would perform and stuff. Yeah.
I think that was a marker
Gotcha.
at how I think it was
Yeah,
at 2-3
cliffhanger,
days. It had 10 million views.
Because I think it's at 20 million now,
Or
and
even
then
more.
Monica Part 2, last I checked, is at 16 million in just a week.
I think by the time we checked, it was 15 views in like maybe
15
10
million views, yeah.
million views in like maybe
Yeah.
3 to 5 days.
But can I
Because
tell them
everybody was
everyone's
on.
clamoring,
It's like, when is it coming out? Is Monica
fiending
out? Is
for Monica
out?
Part 2?
Exactly.
Can I tell them?
Sure.
Part 2 so Part 1 ended. Monica's boss invited her to Canada. It ends triumphant. It's great. Monica is bless God, bless everything. Part 2 opens. It was all a dream.
That was a harsh
That was,
reality.
bruh. It was all the invitation to go to Canada. Her boss didn't even come back.
That
It was a
just
dream. She woke up. I love Uche can act her butt off. Let me tell you, man. It's especially in the eyes. It's in the eyes, man. Whether she's rooting for you, you can see the joy in her eyes. If she's heartbroken,
You
you
can
see it
see
in the
the-
eyes. If she's enraged, when she stumbled out of the shop, she literally got up. It was one of those dreams that was so real, and her heart yearned. She got up to see.
She's still in the same.
She's still in the same situation. She went into the standing water to get risk malaria and all of that.
I think she was ready to end her life.
or because I was like, you're not going to drown in that, girl, though. But but anyway, what she gets sick, something terrible, whatever. Your feet shouldn't be in that water. But because the community, some guys came and got her, and then the best friend came and got her. Like, what are you doing? And that broke me. I was like, dag, y'all done lit us up in the first 5 minutes of
Only
part
to,
2.
wreck her heart
Golly,
all
I'm like,
again.
dang, you did her like that? Screenwriter's dream, though, breaking your protagonist, breaking your hero down. So we got to wrap it up, y'all. We losing daylight. But it's like, but then, okay, so she leaves. I love how toward the middle of part 2, they leave. So Monica leaves because Papa Monica, he gives up the ghost. He dies. He died.
I think that was a good riddance.
And it
Sorry.
dang, she don't see. I got
Sorry.
more I got more mercy for Papa. I don't like it either. That was a cautionary tale. Like, men, don't be like that. He was kind to his credit, but you gotta run.
People.
You gotta defend your family. You gotta defend your wife, your children. You gotta stand up to your wife. You gotta stand and be a good protector, good leader. Have that godly love, right? And so rest in peace. And the family said she had to pay. Monica.
Imagine they were forcing her to. She paid for the dialysis, and you know how expensive dialysis is.
600,000 naira, like
that
a week or something.
Payment.
A day, something.
No, it's a daily dialysis. You have to.
No, I know. Or it was 12,000 naira. A day, for at least 1 week.
Yeah, I think I think it was a bit longer.
So,
but maybe we just forgot the time. But the mother kept on making her feel bad. She used all her savings.
Yep.
And she was about to give up on her dream. Because actually the success came after she applied to fashion school. She went to, I think, France. And that's how she met Nader and, everything else. Yeah, but she was willing to let go of her dreams to save her own family, because I think that's why they had a misunderstanding, the first misunderstanding with the best friend, because the best friend could see the family for who they truly were. Monica could, but she was still blind to the fact that they were
by duty.
Duty.
And, blood.
And the best friend was like, they're gonna use you, they're gonna which they did.
They're moochers.
Again. She used her saving, paid for the dialysis. The brother came pretending to, feeling guilty and all that for treating her sister bad and stuff.
Like, boy.
And the sister gave her the money to open a business, which they decided to come to open in her shop and took her stuff without her knowledge.
Right.
So it was like, are you sure the forgiveness was forgiveness or because you needed money?
And then oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Then when Monica leave, Bobo ain't got no business. Business was packed up. I love he was like, sir, pretending like, do you know where Monica's shop? And the guy was like, she left. Isn't she your sister? He was like, bruh, yeah, she's gone. I'm not. I was mad. He patted your man. He was like, boy, you ain't know it's your sister? Get it together, brother. I was like, dang. Monica said, no, I don't, because I felt good for Bobo when he had his little business. They was going to get it together. He was going to sell his tech. And so, okay, he's getting himself together, but he was selfish.
Very selfish.
He was selfish, so she left.
She paid for the
That's
delivery.
right. She paid for the delivery of his tech goods, cell phones, and all of that.
And paid for the wife delivery of the child.
Paid for the wife's delivery for her niece.
Jeez.
I was like, bruh. And then the wife left, hooking up, as they say, and all that. Clock it.
Clock it.
That girl loved being evil.
I tell
that
you.
girl, good actor. All of them good actors. All of them good actors. I was like, that girl loved being evil. That girl looked a hot mess, though. Good Lord, them wigs and that makeup. She looked garish. She looked bad. But,
I know, but she acted her part good.
She acted babe, we losing light.
I know.
Go ahead.
Another one part before we wrap up. I think this is really interesting because there's a lot of emotion, as you can see. It's when Monica stood up to her family.
She stood up, bro. Literally.
My father, her own father.
Nope.
Like, you guys, if you don't bury him, eat him up. I am not.
She's not doing it. And she had the blessing of his memory. I give it right back to you, because he in a way apologized. That's maybe the other reason I'm a little gentler on, even though he made me mad for not standing up. But at the end, he you could tell throughout he knew it wasn't right. But his confidence, he'd clearly been decades and decades of no confidence being the man of the house, sadly. Yeah. But on his deathbed, he was like, we put too much pressure on you. Go live your life.
Yeah, true.
That was a gut-wrenching scene. She knew he's doing the blessing. Like, he was blessing her. Go
ahead and live your life. Don't let them hold you back again.
He knew it was done.
Yeah.
He knew it was done. Probably knew it was him and his wife's fault, because she had the money. Mom Monica had the money. She didn't want to pay.
Of course.
But granted, though, not that he knew they had money, but he knew they should have gotten to the hospital sooner. So I appreciate when she stood up to the family, they kept doing the flashbacks. He was like, Monica, live your life. We were too hard on you. I love you, daughter. God's grace. That's what made her realize it's okay to leave.
Of course, yeah. But yeah, to wrap up, because the light is really going. So the other thing that I love Good Riddance is the Good Riddance. I keep saying that because they really pissed me off. They were good actors for sure. When Chika's husband died and she was deported back and she became drunkard, that was karma for taking your sister's husband.
Yep.
And then the last part, when Monica told the family that, when she came back and she opened a business for her best friend.
Yep. Saloon.
Exactly.
Best friend was looking good too. She was thankful. She was appreciative. She gonna pay her back, I bet. Like, loans and stuff. Like
I don't think so. I think Monica did it out
of kindness.
Yeah, of
But
kindness
see,
of how
her best friend, the type. You're right.
Mm.
Best friend, the type of person. This is the head canon in my head. Best friend, the type of person. She gonna pay her back though.
I think maybe she
because
will,
she got that
for
integrity.
Sure. Yeah, maybe
but Monica
she will.
didn't want it back. But
Of
go
course.
ahead, babe.
But then it's like the other part that I loved is when Monica told her family that she's getting married to Nato, and after
Good
they
brother,
convinced
good
her,
man.
of course, to go, and then the mother was like, "My daughter," and she was singing all these praises, and Monica was like,
Praising the Lord.
What?
Oh, and Nato, he was a man.
He was
point.
a man and a half.
He took point. He told, Calm. That's the name of the best friend. Calm-C. That's her. He called her and said, we got to help Monica forgive her family. Yeah. They had a nice little scene where he called up Cam not long after he met her for the first time and said, Monica's carrying this bitterness.
Of course,
we got to help her.
And she was not happy.
He was not happy. He was like, we got to, love is patient. Like he was quoting scripture and all types. I was like, what? And then when they sat down, after the family was all ashamed and sitting there and they're going to give the announcement, right? He took point. He said, nice to meet you, Mom. Yes, we are going to get married and this and that. He took point on everything and then would give it to Monica when it was time. And Monica said, you're invited. He'd be like, actually, Mom. And then Monica would take it. Respect.
For sure. And Monica just imagine informing your own mother that you are an invited guest, not a mother, an invited guest in her own daughter's wedding. That was a heartbreak that she did not expect. And how miserable they looked in her wedding and how happy and joyous and everything after letting go of all the burden and hate in her heart. And she's like free to love, free to live.
It was good.
Happily ever.
Happily ever. They end on an image of her and Nato being happy. And he can cook. And he doted on her. And like I almost thought it was a little overboard. But they was like, no, you need to see a man cheerleading over her. When she got back from the business trip and making sure everything was secured, he was joking with her, kissing her, holding her. He's like,
that's
you want to eat?
Should have, treat their women.
He was a man's man. He was gentle. He was funny. He respected her friends. I love how Bobo and Chica, her siblings, you could tell that when they announced the invite, you could tell they were repentant. You could tell how embarrassed they were when Mama was like, praise the Lord, my daughter gonna bring me up. You could see how Bobo and Chica, they were just looking down embarrassed because they knew
what they did and what the mother
they'd been
did.
wrong, and all of them. It was a little haunting to me because near as I can tell, Mama Monica still doesn't know that she's wrong.
I think it dawned on her.
Oh, you think she figured it out?
It dawned on her
because I wasn't
sure. She knew that she's not involved in anything because she was out of it. It's almost like she didn't believe it. Stood that
yeah,
way.
She couldn't.
She didn't believe it, but it dawned on her when she was not involved in anything. And she was just invited, like, for the sake of inviting you, come to the wedding, and that's it. We should wrap it up, babe.
Yeah, that's the last bit of daylight over the ocean. True. So, yeah, that was the movie. It's amazing. His favorite part was just how Kamsi and Nato held her down in both part 1 and part 2. What about you, babe?
I love the whole movie. And when the people were, like, paying for their things, like paying for everything. Usually good people persevere and they have a happy ending. It might not be something a lot of people believe, but there's always a happy ending to people who believe and are kind-hearted, good-hearted people. There's always, the Most High doesn't leave people hanging like that.
No, he doesn't.
No. And he didn't leave Monica. So, of course, there are a lot of people who can testify of how bad it started and how good it is going or how good it ended. But yeah, let's just wrap it up with that because we can barely see us anymore.
You, Me, and Tuscany. And Monica, part 1 and 2. Awesome movies you can watch. I guess You, Me, and Tuscany is on Netflix now. By
May 12th, I think.
And you can find Monica by Uche Montana TV on YouTube. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Let us know what movies y'all been watching or what y'all looking forward to. And we'll see you on the next video. Peace.
Peace out. Thank y'all. Bye.